Guys, welcome to our week 11 video class. We're going to go ahead and get started today with your technique activities. And so you're going to be doing 3 different technique activities for this week. We're going to be doing our secondary dominant chord progression on page 118, example 9-11 in keys C and G. You're going to do your major and harmonic minor scales for F sharp / G flat, which is back in our previous unit on page 107. So that's where you'll find those scales. And then you're also going to do the major and minor chord inversions on page 28, number 5, that we've done a ton of times. So I'm not going to demonstrate the triad and inversion exercise because we've done that so many times with so many of our keys. So the thing to remember with F sharp major is that it's all black keys, and then with the minor it's white key in the middle. So just thinking about that, technically want to keep those fingers nice and curved. I'm also going to let you work on the scales on your own. You guys know the drill at this point. Definitely try it very, very slow, hands separately. Make sure that you can play each hand really easily. Saying the finger numbers out loud really is super helpful. And then put it together with F sharp major / G flat major. Just think about which white keys you're using, because remember, it's only 2 white keys. Everything else is on the groups of 2s and 3 black keys. So just think about which white keys it is that you're using. The minor is a little bit awkward in certain places, so just be aware of that. And then I will go ahead and demonstrate for you guys the secondary dominant chord progression. And that is over on page 118, and it's the top chord progression here. So it's the 1, 5, 7 of 2 to 2 to 5, 7 to 1 chord progression. Okay? So here's how I like to think about this. The 5, 7 of 2 is like a major 6. So if you think about what's the 6th scale degree? Well, in C, that's A. So it's going to be an A major chord. We're doing this in C and in G. So in G, a major 6 would be E major. So that's really what you want to think about when you're doing this one. So we're going to go ahead and let's just take a look at really quickly the left hand, saying the scale degrees out loud. So I start on a 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. Very simple. Then when I look at my right hand, I'm going to be starting in, my right hand is going to have like a first inversion triad here. Then I'm going to bring my pinky up to the sharp, up a half step, and then my other 2 fingers, I'm going to come up to these 2 notes right next to each other, G and A, and C sharp on the top. Then I'm going to bring everything up to basically a 2-6 in my right hand. Then come down to find my G5-7 with F, G, E. Then back to that C first inversion. So here's how it goes all together in C major. 1, 5, 7 of 2. 2. Down to 5, 7, back to 1. And then we're going to do the exact same thing in G major. So we'll go ahead and play those scale degrees. 1, 6, 2, 5, 1. Then I'm going to play G6 chord. Then my pinky is going to come up to play D, E, G sharp for that 5, 7 of 2. Up to an A6, 2-6 chord, comes down to my D7 with C, D, F sharp, back down to a G6 chord. And here's how it goes all together. There we go. Pretty straightforward on that one. Again, feel free to go through and just break the chords and play each note individually to make sure that you've got all the correct notes in each chord. If you want a little bit of a warm up to this, We have some other practice with secondary dominants on page 117. We have a really long secondary dominant chord progression on 117. Basically going through all of those primary secondary dominant chords. So if you do a warm-up with that one, 9-4 on 117, you should be pretty solid with the content for any of those extra secondary dominant chord progressions. Oh, we've got a big kitty who came to say hello. So let's go ahead and jump right into the pages that we have for your unit this week. So just a reminder on those technical exercises, you're going to do that chord progression that we just did in C and G, the F#/G flat harmonic minor and major scales, and then the chord progression, the chord inversion in F# major and F# minor. So let's go ahead and take a quick peek. So again, we have some secondary dominant warm-up exercises on page 118 and 117 that you can use to work on that exercise that you have. Then we have playing dominant 7th chord arpeggios on page 120. So let's go ahead and just go through and give these a try really quickly. We're going to play these all hands separately. I'm just going to demonstrate the first two because the finger numbers are exactly the same throughout. So I'm going to start on my D major dominant 7th arpeggio, and the pattern for this is white, black, white, white, okay? And then I have to go 4 under, my thumb goes under 4 at the top, and that's kind of the trickiest little spot right there because my 4 is right here, then my thumb has to go under it. So that's a little bit of a tight turnaround, so just be aware of that. So here we go with the D major dominant 7th arpeggio. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quick turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Back down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick over. 3, 2, 1. Left hand. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 4, 3, 2, 1, back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, as you saw right on the end there with my little slip. This is the left hand. That's pretty hard to do with a little hand. So, just FYI, if you think that you're like, I can't possibly do this, you can because I can. So you can do it. You don't worry about if you can't play it super smoothly. It's a little bit awkward to have to spread the fingers out quite that far, especially from your 4 and 3, and then 5 and 4. That's a little bit awkward. So just be aware that might be a little bit tricky. You might kind of have to stretch a little bit more than usual. But if I can do it, you can do it. So then we'll go ahead and let's do the number 2, which is our A7 chord, and then I'll let you practice the other 2 on your own. Ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Quick change. 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Quick over. 3, 2, 1. Now the left hand, and again, this 5, 4, 3, that's tricky if you have smaller and shorter fingers, but you can do it. Ready, go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Under. 2, 3, 4, 5. Great. So go ahead and practice the other 2 on that page, and then we will move on and take a look at our solo rep for this week, which is on page 121, Minuet in G major. This one is really not too difficult compared to some of the other solo reps that we've had to do so far. One thing that you just kind of want to keep in mind is that we do have a little bit more of a leapy left hand. So practicing through the left hand using the finger numbers very specifically will be really helpful. And we're going to go ahead and just try the left hand alone right now. And I'll say the finger numbers out loud. 1, ready, go. 5, 1, 3, 2, 4, 5, 1, 3, 2, 4. Keep it short. 5, 1, 3, 2. Don't feel like you need to connect. 1, 3, 2, 1, 5. No repeats for now. Rest. 1, 2, 3. Sharp. Rest. 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 1, 2, 3. Rest. Rest. 5. 1, 3, 2. Rest. 1, 3. 1, 5, 3. Excellent. And then we'll go ahead and do the same and practice the right hand alone, saying the finger numbers out loud. The thing to look out for is right before they repeat, at the end of the second line, is we have the thirds together with the right hand. And then there's a skip right here. So you're going to go 5, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, jump to 5, 3, 4, 2. And so doing that is a little bit tricky. So just getting that jump and the right hand right there at the end is just one thing to look at. So here we go from the beginning, saying finger numbers, no repeats for now. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. 1, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, 4, 4, 4, 4, 1, 2, 4, 2, 3, 5, jump 2, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, 5, 3, 4, 2, 3, 1, jump 5, 3, 4, 2, no repeats. 1, 5, 5, 5, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 5, 5, jump 2, 5, 4, 3, 2, jump 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, cross 2. Great, and so here we go with both hands together. Just because this one is a little bit simpler, a little bit shorter than some of the other ones that we've done, one thing that you really want to do is be able to play the left hand part without looking at your left hand while you play it, or at least very minimal glances. Because when we're looking at the music and we have to look just back and forth between the music and one hand, that is simple enough to do. But having to look back and forth between both hands and the music, that is where it starts to become really, really difficult, and you're going to have a lot more issues with sort of just overall like getting off track and getting a little bit lost in the music. So definitely make sure that you can play both hands with sort of minimal having to look at your hands. And here we go from the very beginning with this one, and we'll do repeats this time. Ready, go. and so the key to keeping this one, making this a very successful performance is also to make sure that you're really conscientious about keeping the notes short and light and staccato, and making sure to not slur any notes besides where we have those left hand or the right hand phrases right there. So with that, let's go ahead and jump right over to our next items here. And that would be our sight reading exercises that we have on page 122 to 123. So each of these has a secondary dominant chord that is present in them, and they also each have a transposition. So as per usual, what you're going to do is you're going to choose one of these for your assignment to turn in this week. And I'll go ahead and just demonstrate one of them for you, so that way you are you have an example of how to practice, and then you'll choose which one you want to do and which one you want to turn in with the transposition. So I'm going to demonstrate number 3 on page 123. And for this one, you're going to be turning this one, transposing this one to C major. And this one features our 5/7 of 6 chord. So let's go ahead and try this through. Right hand alone, then left hand alone in the original key, and then hands together. So here we go with the right hand for the number 3 in D. 1, 2, ready, go. 3, 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3. Hold, jump. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pretty simple. Keep in mind that little hand position change going into the next line. Then here we go with the left hand. For the most part, the first line is just chords in our chord progression, and then it goes a little bit outside of those on the second line. Ready, go. This is just a D chord here. A7, back to D. Then we're going to jump up to our 5/7 of 6, 5, 1. So definitely give that a try, hands separately until you feel very confident. And then here we go with both hands together. Ready, go. Fabulous. And then here is this one put in C major. So here we go with the right hand. Ready, go. 1, 5, 3, 1, 5, 4, 1, 4, 1, 3. Jump. 3, 4, 3, 2, 1, 4, 3, 2, 1. Wonderful. So here we go with our right or left hand in C major from the beginning. 1, 2, ready, go. C chord, C chord, 5/7, 1, up to G sharp and A minor, 5, 2, 1. And here we go with both hands. Ready, go. Excellent. And so you'll choose one of the 3 reading exercises for you to turn in this week. And then we'll go ahead and take a look over at our harmonizations on page 123 and 124. So we have on number 1 on page 123 has our pop chord symbols. Then number on 124 we have Tell Me Why, which has our Roman numerals. And then the one on the bottom of 124 where you actually get to fill in the chords using either the 1, 5, 4, 3, and 5, 7 of 3. So that'll be, we'll have gone over and filled in those chords in class. And I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate Tell Me Why, playing through the melody first, then the chords, and then playing together, and then transposing the same process. So let's go ahead and try the chords from the very beginning. Now, the tricky place right here is the very ending where we have from a 5-7 of 6 to a 5-7 of 2 to a 5-7 of 5 to a 5-7 to a 1. Here's the easy thing here though. It's just going down circle of fifths. So in this key, 5-7 of 5 would be A7, 5-7 of 2 would be D7, 5-7 of 5 would be G7, 5-7 is C, and then our 1 is F. So we're going A, D, G, C, F. Just going down by fifths every time. And if you think about it that way, really, really pretty simple. Also, the 5-7 of 5, remember that kind of looks like a major 2. So in this case, when we see the 5-7 of 5, that's a G7 chord. So here we go from the very beginning. And we've got a waltz style accompaniment. 1, ready, go. 1, 1, 4. Feel free to invert also if that's easier. 1, 1, 6, 5-7 of 5. Remember that's a G7 to a 1. 5-7. 1, 1, 4, 5-7 of 6, 5-7 of 2, 5-7 of 5, 5-7, 1. Now here's our melody. 1, ready, go. 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 4, 1, 5, 4, jump down. 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3. And hands together. Here we go. 2, Excellent. Now we'll go ahead and take a look at doing this one in G major. So we're going to be going up just one step with both hands. So the couple things to point out with the chords here would be that our 5-7 of 5 in the key of G is going to be an A7 chord. Then when we get to that, the bottom 2 lines, we start with our 1 chord, 4, and then our 5-7 of 6 in this key is going to be a B7, and then it's that exact same procedure where we're just jumping down fifths. B, E, A, D, G. That's it, just jumping down by fifth there. So B7, E7, A7, D7, G. That's it. So let's try this whole left hand part from the beginning. 1, ready, go. 1, 4, 1, 1, 6, 5 of 5, 5, 7, 1, 4, 5 of 6, 5 of 2, 5 of 5, 5, 7, 1. Wonderful. And then here we go from the beginning, both hands, or here we go with the right hand part now. So going up just one step. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2, 3, 5, 5, 4, 1, 5, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3. 3, 3, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 1, 4, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3. Great, and then here we go with both hands together. Here we go. There you go. So you will choose one of these harmonization activities to turn in for your video assignment. You can choose any one of them, and I would follow that exact same practice procedure that we just went through to prepare the one that you would like to turn in. So then on page 125, we have some improv exercises from the chord symbols that are given. So as usual, this is kind of an opportunity for a little composition improv. So you will play through the chords that they have listed there, and then improvise / compose a melody using the rhythms that they have listed, or you can improvise your own rhythm, and then you're going to write out whatever you come up with that you like best. And you could choose to do both of them, or you could choose either one. We have one with pop chord symbols, one with Roman numerals, and you could try maybe doing the one that you feel you need the most practice with, or based on the key, you know, and you could try one that you feel like you need a little bit more practice in that key. That would also be just fine. So then the next thing that we have is our score reading with transposing instruments, the waltz, on page 126 through 127. So the procedure that you're going to do for this one is to practice through each part and make sure that you are comfortable with how this one is going to be played in each of the transposing instrument sections. So making sure that you know how you're going to play the clarinet part, making sure that you get the alto saxophone part in E flat, and then the trombone part is in concert pitch. And then you're going to play through all three parts together. So here's what we're going to go ahead and do is I'm just going to play through the all parts all together, But what I want you to focus on is going through and marking. Let's look at the trombone part. It is literally just 2 notes the entire time. B flat and F, written in concert pitch. Very, very simple. I'm sorry, there's 3 notes. There's 1 C in the second to last measure. Same thing with the alto sax part. We have 2 notes. Now, the way that they're written, remember, what's the trick? You read it like it's in bass clef. And so this is a D, E flat, E flat, D, D, and it's literally just D flat, or D and E flat, all the way until the end where we get an F, E natural, E flat, D. So just remember, because the key signature changes at the end, it's going to be an F, E natural, E flat, D, going through the very end there. Now, here's what I will also say. Technically, right, we should read it like it's bass clef, but then up an octave. So it would be like middle D and middle E flat right there. Playing that with the B flat clarinet part is so ridiculously difficult. I am not going to make you guys do it that way. You can transpose the E flat alto saxophone down and do the trombone part and the alto sax part with your left hand. So you're going to literally play the alto sax part like it's bass clef. Okay, so you're going to play it an octave lower so that you can play both. And it's really not bad to do it with the left hand on those parts, but playing it with the right hand, both of those parts together, is just a lot trickier. If you want to try it, it would be an excellent practice activity. If you can do it, go for it. But you don't have to. You can absolutely just do it with those 2 parts in the left hand. So here we go, playing this one through from the very beginning. 1, ready, go. Remember to hold the trombone part. Wonderful. So I would definitely go ahead and practice that last line several times, just those last 2 measures, until you can get that really comfortably. And that's honestly one of those places where, you know, it's almost just easier to memorize it than to read it multiple times. It's really pretty simple to just memorize that section, memorize those notes, and that actually makes it quite a little bit easier for you to do. So let's go ahead and take a look at the next thing that we have. So you're going to skip over the ensemble repertoire, and that will be one of the options that you have for the final project. And so then we have our choral score reading here. And what you're going to be doing for this one is playing each part hand separately. So for practicing, you're going to go through and play each part alone. And then you're going to play the soprano and alto together, which is the right hand parts. Then you're going to play the bass part with your left hand. Then you're going to play the soprano and bass, and the alto and bass, and then all together. And that will be a great practice procedure to do this one. Also, as any of you who are vocalists have noticed by now, their interpretation of vocal ranges is very loose because this bass part is really high. If you had a bass part like this in your choir, they would not be super happy with you. But that's okay. They're just kind of showing us a number of things here. So a good thing to look at is kind of just to look at the range of each part. So we notice that our soprano has a range of an octave here. and we have a little bit more motion in the soprano part. The alto part, the first line literally just plays an A over and over again. Then we have so we get in D and a C sharp in the second line for the alto part. And then the bass part has a little bit more motion in general. The other thing that you'll want to do is mark the unisons in your soprano and alto part. There are just a couple, but it is really helpful to notice whenever you have the same note in both parts there. And then here we'll go ahead and give it a try, all parts together. 1, 2, 3, ready, go. Nice. So definitely go ahead and give that one a few tries until you have that really solid, and you can play each of the parts separately, parts together with the right hand and then the left hand, and then trying it all three together. So your assignments for this week will be to do the technique activities that we discussed. So your chord progression example on 118, the F sharp / G flat scales in major and harmonic minor, the major and minor chord inversions, one of the 3 reading exercises with the transposition, and one of the 3 harmonization exercises with the transposition. So that's what you got. Good luck this week. Happy practicing, and see you next time.